Recently, I saw more interesting information about the old type of muzzleloaders, but now I'm able to make only 1 to 2 videos weekly, so I have to make them slowly. Anyway, this time, let's talk about a broken musket, but it shows us some valuable details. This musket actually is from a post, and the website of this post is also our old friend, the muzzleloadingforum.com. The post uploader posted it in 2023 in order to sell this firearm. According to the comments, there are some friends. They pointed out that this is Trader, a South Asian matchlock, and was used by the people in the Mughal Empire. At first glance, this matchlock is not really long. It's more like a kind of a carbine type of gun, except for the stock, the situation of the other parts, such as the pen cover, the rear sides, etc. is not bad. Speaking of which, it indeed has many South Asian matchlock features, but here I want to share some of my opinions. I found 2 questions that I am confused about. One is the stock. Comparatively, we can think it's a Tudor stock, but it's more like an Ottoman matchlock stock, because the place of the stock between the pen position and the trigger position is a negative curvature shaped like handle, and the stock is slimmer in a typical Tudor matchlock. But this musket has an Ottoman matchlock stock shape. So based on this point, we might get another direction to see it and recognize what its identity is. Then, the second question is about the pins of its trigger lever, and this is why I don't reach the conclusion that this is really an Ottoman matchlock, but not the Indian matchlock. The typical Ottoman matchlock has 2 pins to fix the trigger and cork, but this matchlock simply has only 1 pin to fix the trigger. So it might mean that the trigger and the cork are in a whole lever. The only 1 pin structure is similar to the Qing Dynasty royal matchlock and the Tibetan matchlock, but the trigger has the typical Indian Tudor feature, like the trigger arc is very similar to the Indian Tudor, but not the style of Ottoman matchlock trigger. So it might be an Indian matchlock mixed into other matchlock elements. Maybe it's from another region, but now we still can clone it the Indian matchlock temporarily before the truth goes out. As we can see, very unfortunately, the gun stock has broken, but it's resulted in a good thing. This is that we can see the mechanism of the trigger directly, and we finally don't need the X-ray photos. Based on this photo, it looks like it's indeed a 1 lever trigger, although this shooting angle is not very good. We still can see there is a long spring. What if we take this trigger out? It will be like this matchlock trigger from the 19th century in this photo. So here, we can even have an inference. With the time going, the simplified 1 lever trigger system gradually replaced the 2 levers trigger system. In other words, the people might gradually prefer the simpler mechanism. Maybe it was more reliable, or maybe it was easier to produce. We don't know if the 1 lever trigger is better or the 2 lever system is better, but both are very practical matchlock trigger systems, and used in many matchlocks in that era in Asia. So this is this video, and thank you for watching. Hope you can like this video. Have a good day. See you next time.